final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
You're on to CoreTV News on the hour. Nigeria's health authorities have suspended residency training program at all federal hospitals. This, they say, is pending the conclusion of ongoing appraisal of challenges in the health sector. A spokesman for the Health Ministry, Isiaka Yusuf, made this explanation in a statement issued few hours. A circular was sent to all federal health institutions. The ministry, however, hinted that the decision was tied to the ongoing doctor strike. It says in spite of paying the July salaries and allowances of striking doctors, they have shown all appeals to return to work. The health ministry maintained that the government has implemented 90% of the doctors' demand, but is surprised that the NMA has reneged on its promise to call off the strike. It also said all efforts to contain Ebola virus are being hampered by the ongoing strike. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Medical Association NMA says the health authorities should reverse the decision to suspend residency training programs for striking doctors. It also demanded unconditional reinstatement of resident doctors that have been handed sack letters. This was the outcome of an emergency meeting of NMA's national officers in Abuja. Another nurse who attended to the late Liberian-American Patrick Sawyer in Lagos has died from Ebola. She's the third Nigerian and the second nurse to die after making primary contact with Sawyer on arrival in Lagos. The federal government has confirmed the fourth mortality in Nigeria, but declined to identify her. It also noted that the number of confirmed cases in Lagos is 10, not 11, as earlier announced. The number of Nigerians placed under observation in Enugu over possible Ebola virus infection is now down to 6. This was after 15 out of the 21 people in quarantine were cleared. Health Minister Onyebuchi disclosed this while giving a situation report at a news conference in Abuja. He also revealed that Nigeria's Ebola cases have increased to 11.
Until a few days ago, the Ebola virus was restricted to Lagos. But after one of the nurses that treated the index case traveled to Enugu, government officials informed Nigerians that 21 people were in quarantine. Now, the health minister has come out to clarify the situation in Lagos and Enugu.
This morning, 169 persons are under surveillance in Lagos. The number is going down now because all the 169 now are secondary contacts. We have completed the 21 days maximum incubation period to observe primary contacts. So we have allowed those primary contacts who have not shown any sign of disease to be. And so all the 169 contacts presently in Lagos, as at this morning under contact, are all secondary contacts. In addition, we have 6 contacts in Enugu. As of yesterday, we were following on 21 of them. But after the very stringent and rigorous interview, we found out that 15 do not qualify as contacts.
He also revealed that the nurses may not have infected anybody aside from her husband.
You can only infect people when you have symptoms. So the fact that she went by public transport posed no danger to anybody. And she has spent days before she had the first symptom in Enugu. So she didn't infect anybody on her way to Enugu. I want to make that clear. When you don't have symptoms, you don't infect anybody. But on her return journey to Lagos, both of them traveled in special ambulances. So they did not have the opportunity also to contaminate anybody from Lagos to Enugu.
The health minister also gave Nigerians some hope by saying that only secondary contacts are under surveillance. But in spite of that, the government is not taking chances. It insists that there is still work to be done to ensure that Ebola virus doesn't take root in Nigeria.
In a bid to stop the spread of the Ebola virus disease in Nigeria, Dangote Foundation has donated a sum of 150 million naira. The managing director of the foundation, Dr. Dambo Daga, says the fund is meant for the establishment of an emergency center in Lagos.
After bilateral discussions with the Honorable Minister and his team, Dangote Foundation has funded the establishment of the Ebola Emergency Operations Center in Lagos. That is being done through a grant from the foundation of just a little over 150 million naira. The strategy that our chairman is deploying is a strategy to respond and to commend government for the effort and to show that all Nigerians are concerned. We're continuing to talk to the ministry about what additional support can be offered, and we also have been approached by several parties who are interested in partnering with government, and we will continue that discussion.
The Ebola outbreak in West Africa is threatening to exert a severe economic toll as countries affected remained in lockdown and rushed to bolster emergency responses. Robinson warned that the serious outbreak in Lagos, Africa's most populous city, may cause severe disruptions to the oil and gas industry if international companies evacuate staff and local operations are shut down. This assessment translates into economic and fiscal deterioration. Local businesses on which many depend upon for livelihood will also be affected.
After when the man come from Liberia died, started affecting us. But for now, no more buyer. So our meat just spoiled. We throw them off. Some of them we eat, some of them. Then the other ones we throw them off. So they are affecting us very well. Everybody buy bushmeat, both doctors, lawyer, governor, senator. Everybody eat bushmeat in Nigeria because bushmeat is the only meat we have.
Freely with people, you can't interact freely with people rather, because you are scared to shake somebody, you are scared to share your stuff with people and all that due to the Ebola virus outbreak. Most people, especially in Nigeria, they're everywhere, it's always sunny. If somebody should have sweat on his body and I get a contact with the person, I'm aware of the fact that I might get the virus. So everybody now, before entering a bus, we all get into the bus gently. No rushing like the normal Lagos hustle and all.
And with somebody again, to understand, or to hugs. So there's nobody wants to do that again. So they can just wave you, hello, how are you, bye.
In Liberia, people there are calling for hospitals to reopen as they struggle to deal with an Ebola epidemic. Many health workers have been struck down by the disease that some hospitals have been forced to close, affecting now not only those suffering from Ebola, but others needing treatment for other ailments.
The government already prioritized the hospital because we can keep the hospital closed. Now every disease that comes to the hospital, or patients that come to the hospital have to come down with the disease of Ebola. There are all related diseases that are non-Ebola, and these people should be privileged, that cardinal right to be treated as a citizen. So we shouldn't keep the hospital closed because of this. So we need the central government to give all necessary support, especially to the hospitals, so that we can keep the doors open. Because we must provide safety for our staff, for ourselves, and those who are providing care for.
I just want to say this to our president, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Please try to open our hospital so our people can start dying from Ebola, because I don't think this is Ebola. But our people are dying because the hospital will remain closed down. Anybody gets sick, even from malaria, you die, and they say that's Ebola. So I'm asking Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to please open our hospital.
When we get sick, you know, we're doing the self-treatment because the closure of those government hospitals around, so we can go to the various pharmacies around or clinics to get medication, self-medications.
After 2 days of disquiet, the National Conference has ended without rancor. Delegates unanimously adopted the resolution of the conference after the title of the final document was changed from Draft Constitution to Draft Amendment to 1999 Constitution. The conference ended on a peaceful note afterwards as votes and proceedings were also adopted. The resolution is to be submitted to President Goodluck Jonathan on August 21. Meanwhile, northern delegates to the National Conference said they have achieved the aim of protecting the interest of northern Nigeria. The delegates had few days ago raised allegations over plans to elongate President Goodluck Jonathan's tenure. But speaking at a press briefing after the final report was adopted, they maintained that they succeeded in getting the conference to drop draft constitution from the final report.
All we wanted was remove the title draft constitution, submit it and keep to what we did, which was proposed amendments.
By the grace of Allah and the consultation and through the wisdom of our leaders here, there were always ways out for us. So we thank the conference management, the team, for listening to us. At least at the end of the day, today is a very successful end. For the North, we cannot compromise the unity of the North. I'm very happy that at least for this conference we have seen that we can work together. We have no way out but to work very closely to ensure that the interest of the North is always protected.
The All Progressives Congress APC has accused the Department of State Services of partisanship and unprofessional conduct over its action and comments on the recent election in Osun State. The party's National Publicity Secretary Lai Mohammed said the DSS spokesperson Marilyn Oga should be properly trained and given the necessary exposure so she can speak with knowledge and facts instead of making baseless and incautious statements. APC said by spearheading the mass arrest of its leaders and members in Osun before and during the governorship election in the state, and by preventing the rally planned by the NLC in support of Governor Arabashala from holding, the DSS has decided to pit its stand with the PDP instead of staying neutral. It described as a tissue of lies the allegation by Oga that the party tried to bribe the DSS with 14 million naira before the Osun election. Wondering why the DSS did not arrest the official who offered the alleged bribe, APC said it's important to educate the likes of Oga and indeed the entire DSS that election is not war, but a celebration of democracy. Hence, DSS agents should drop their hoods and hide away their menacing guns when next they're posted to police an election anywhere in the country. Nigerian Union of Pensioners has handed a 4-month ultimatum to the federal government over unpaid pension benefits and arrears. National President of the Union, Abel Afolayan, told CoreTV News that pensioners are also extending the ultimatum to state governments with arrears of unpaid pension. He maintained that pensioners would boycott the 2015 elections if the arrears are not paid before the end of the year.
We are with Mr. President. We support his transformation agenda and we are wishing him well. But in return, we are saying all the state governors and Mr. President should pay all our entitlements, arrears of pension, gratuity, harmonization, death benefits to relatives of deceased pensioners between now and the end of the year if they want to actually deserve our vote.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is set to prosecute a stockbroker for a 30 million naira scam. 54-year-old Bioye Luwale allegedly sold 300,000 units of shares belonging to one of his clients without authorization. EFCC said in a statement that the broker claimed that the shares were warehoused in his firm. But the Central Securities Clearance System, CSCS, confirmed to the client that they had been sold. The commission said investigations showed that the broker indeed sold all the shares. It added that the suspect will soon be arraigned in court for stealing as well as fraudulent sale and conversion of shares. More stories coming up shortly on the news. That's after this break. Don't go away.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. And Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then news. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Glad to have you join us on another edition of The Political Arena, the most detailed and incisive political show.
If you are a sitting governor and the opposition is able to stomach structure against you, that means you are wicked to the people.
They gave me 20 minutes to move or they will shoot me.
He has no chance for survival. If he likes himself, this is the best time to get out before he perishes.
The PDP as a ruling party has failed.
So anybody who thinks that government will fold his hands and allow miscreants to take over the streets of Osun State and cause havoc is deceiving himself.
The good, bad, ugly and beautiful sides of the Nigerian political system. Join me every Sunday at 9:15 p.m. on CoreTV News.
Outside Nigeria, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has condemned the spate of rapes, describing it as a source of shame for India. He urged an end to communal violence as a vow to improve the lives of the nation's poor in this first Independence Day speech. The right-wing Hindu nationalist restated his solidarity with the wider South Asian region, but held back from mentioning India's great rival Pakistan, which is also celebrating its 68 years of independence. Modi said levels of rape had shamed India. He urged parents to take responsibility for the behavior of their sons, rather than put the onus on their daughters. Anger over sexual violence has been rising in the last 2 years, fueled by a series of high-profile assaults, including the fatal gang rape of a student on the bus in Delhi in December 2012. And there was widespread outrage in May when 2 teenagers were found hanging from a mango tree after being gang raped in Uttar Pradesh. European Union ministers convened in Brussels in a rare summertime meeting to seek unanimous approval for the shipment of arms to Iraqi Kurds fighting Islamic State jihadists. The unscheduled gathering came after days of forceful demands by France, whose Foreign Minister Laurent Fabius criticized EU colleagues for remaining on holiday while besieged civilians were being killed in Iraq. Defense matters are strictly the purview of member states. France and Britain have already announced they will ship weapons to Iraqi Kurds struggling to push back Islamic State fighters.
There is Prime Minister Designate Al-Abadi, and we do hope that we'll see greater political stability now in Iraq as they face the challenges from ISIS of their sweeping across parts of northern and western Iraq, never forgetting the situation in Syria, by the way, but also the humanitarian challenges.
I'll be back again at the top of the hour with updates on the stories. Join me again there.